January 2026, and I got a call, and just like that, my job is gone. No prior information, absolutely nothing. If you ever felt like disappointed, stuck, or like life just kicked you down even when you were at rock bottom, this story is exactly for you. Just stick around, because I'm going to be telling you how I moved from my rock bottom situation and turned everything into a win. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, turn on your post notification if you are new. Welcome, and let's get into it. All started about last year when things started cracking down. I'm not going to get into so much information just so that I can keep this all professional, but let's just say the work environment got toxic, right? Promises were broken, deadlines were not met, and people got disappointed. I mean, a lot of things were happening. Salaries were being held, morale was already dropping. Everything was just going like this. Some of us were just hoping like, okay, let's hold on, everything will get better, we can hang in there, and we're all just trying to hang in there. And then all of a sudden, we had a meeting with the MD of the facility, and just like that, we were told, if you want to go, not like we had a meeting, but we were told that it's not like we even had a meeting. There was no prior meeting stating why these drastic changes were happening. They were just happening without us knowing. We didn't know what to hang on to, and that's why we kept on hoping that things would get better. And just like that, we got an information that if you want to leave, you can leave, but at the same time, if you want to leave, you can leave, and that person will be replaced immediately. So we were still supposed to work without getting paid. I don't know if you guys get what I mean. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months, and just like that, 1 month, 2 months, I kept going every single day, because I mean, that's what responsible adults do, I guess. I went through denial. I was like, this cannot be happening. I mean, the year is just starting. This is just January 2026. This is supposed to be my year of testimony, which is what I termed January 2026. I mean, it's my year of testimony, and this cannot just be happening in January. And I was really denying that everything. I was on like no job, but I was just deceiving myself. So I was like, this cannot be happening. Okay, maybe they are going to pay soon, which was the reason why I kept working for weeks, and weeks turned into months, and months turned into 1 month to 2 months. And I was like, maybe they can still fix something can happen. I got angry at every single thing. I got angry at the bosses, I got angry at even my fellow staff, and I got more angry at myself, because why am I still working in this environment? Why am I still working for people who I know are not even going to pay me? They are not even acting like people that want to pay. So why am I still here? Like, I was so angry at myself. It was just very, very hard for me. I started bargaining everything, started thinking that, okay, maybe if I work harder, maybe these people will see my value. Maybe by that time they will see that, oh, we are really, sorry for whatever happened. And, we were ready to work this thing through with them and make everything just come back to normal, you get. So I was just trying to show these people that I'm not running away. I'm here to see things through with you guys. Now, this is another stage of grief. I was just living in, denial, basically. Got to realize that, okay, at this point, at this junction, this is the end of my chapter in this laboratory. I mean, this is where I draw the curtains closed, because I felt like I was beginning to have attachment issues. So I was like, this is the end of this chapter of my life, and every chapter has to end so that a better one can begin. So I reached that point of acceptance, accepting that, okay, my stay here has finally come to an end. And it was not until I reached that phase that I started revamping my CV. I took my CV up. My CV was like trash. I had not even filled up my ASCP qualifications or all the other qualifications I got while working with them. So I had to dust up my CV. I used ChatGPT. If you do not know how to use ChatGPT, you better go and learn how to use ChatGPT, because ChatGPT can help you make a very good CV if you know the prompt to use. So I didn't give my CV to a CV professional. I did it by myself with ChatGPT, just put the prompts and everything and arranged everything. So I dusted up my CV. I downloaded a lot of job apps like Jobberman, Indeed Jobs, some jobs on LinkedIn, Glassdoor, like mentioned them. I downloaded a lot of these apps because I was ready to throw in as many applications as I could every single day. I was applying to jobs every single day. In fact, if it got to a point that when I was sleeping, I was dreaming that I was applying to jobs. That's how serious it was. I put up my ASCP certification, I put up my molecular skills, I put up my ability to do DNA paternity testing and SCRA loci reading and all of that. I put all of that in my CV. My CV was looking so beautiful and all. I got several calls from people. Oh, we love your CV. Oh, you have ASCP. You have this knowledge. You have that knowledge. But then after all those praises, they ghost you. they ghost you, they don't call you, or oh, we'll get back to you after an interview, oh, you did perfectly well, we'll get back to you, and then they never got back to me. So all those things were quite depressing, because at this point I was thinking of how to meet up with bills and things that I have to pay as an adult, even my lifestyle, as a female, even my lifestyle, the kind of lifestyle I was keeping up with because I had a job. Now I have been penniless, or no salary for 2 months, and I have to keep up with, whatever I had to do as an adult. I had to keep adulting no matter what, and it was getting harder for me, especially with this promise and failing and all these things. So most of the times when employers see your certification, they get intimidated, and then they start asking you questions that even I'm very sure they themselves cannot answer these questions, because you go there and then you are placing your ASCP certificate everywhere, and you feel like this should get you somewhere, and then they start feeling intimidated, because they want to try and see, do you really know what you studied in the ASCP, and they start asking you some inner questions. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful about that. But then I kept on showing up at my old place of work every single day, because walking away, I feel it felt like just giving up. I kept on going for the hope of getting paid, because I just wanted to hold on to that hope that one day I would get paid. Then the day came. A well-known diagnostic laboratory in Nigeria reached out to me, and they called me for an interview. The interview was quite intense, but because of my background knowledge and also my ASCP certification, reading and all of that, I was able to go through the exam, and it was go through the interview, and it was perfect. And just like that, I got the job. Better pay, a better environment, better opportunities. Like when I say better opportunities, I mean like a much more better opportunity for myself, for my career goals and everything. And it was one of the laboratories that I had worked out for myself. I don't know if you guys do it, but I do it. I map out laboratories that I feel like, okay, at this point in my life, I want to be here, I want to work here. It's one of the laboratories I have always wanted to work in. So when I actually got the job, so when I actually got the job offer, I was very, very excited, because it's like you crushing on this particular guy, and then the guy asks you out, to the prom or something. So that is how it was for me. I was always, it was one of my top laboratories, and they reached out to me, and I got the job. I was super excited. And so the first day I walked into that lab, it was like I could breathe again. It was like a breath of fresh air. It was like hard work and persistence does pay off, even when it seems like everything is going left. I was super excited. Life is going to hit you with everything, disappointments, layoffs, no pay drama, but you have to keep pushing every day. Dust that CV, apply daily, network, protect your mental health, guys. Protect your mental health, because these employers are there to mess it up for you. And don't ever let your setbacks define you. Take notes, your credentials, ASCP certification, site certification, molecular certification, your skill, your hustle, it all matters. It makes way for you, like it opens doors for you, even in tough times. If I can go from unpaid days and grief to working at a good laboratory, then I strongly believe that you can do that too. Let me know, drop it down in the comments. Have you ever bounced back from a job loss? What lessons did you learn? Let's build each other up, in this family. If this video helped motivate you, do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, turn on your post notifications. I'll see you in my next video. Peace.